What's up, YouTube? It's Joe Catchpolia sitting on the couch, making some money investing in fractional real estate online as usual. Today we're just keeping going with the 52-week challenge. It is Friday, so I'm just going to go over what I bought this week. If you haven't been following along, there is a playlist for the 52-week challenge. You can either find it on my YouTube channel in the playlists, or if you're in the Discord, it's just under 52-week challenge. You can, have a first introductory video about, what the point is of it and whatnot. But, we're just getting together, sharing what we're buying every week. Um, got a couple people participating in the Discord doing that. Some of you are just messaging me directly. That's perfectly fine. Some of you are posting stuff under the videos when we do this, and that's awesome too. The goal is just really to, share what we're doing, keep us motivated to keep buying a little something every week. And yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna. Before I jump into that though, I had a couple people actually ask me about this compound real estate bonds platform. The first time I took a look at it, it doesn't appear to really be fractional real estate investing. But because a few different people have mentioned it now, I'm going to dig into it and just take a look. So that'll be, probably tomorrow's video. I'll probably spend a couple hours sometime tomorrow trying to figure out if I can see how it works and what's really going on. Um, I don't know. It may it's tough to figure out just from the few minutes that I have spent on it a couple times, but whether or not it's truly a fractional product or if it's one where we're just buying small bonds, but that they're blended loans, which is what it looked like to me. But like I said, I'm going to dig into that and share with you tomorrow or the next couple of days. But if anybody's already investing on there, please let me know and let me know, what you've come up with so far as, are you really getting the returns you are? Um, that that they promised, is it, how you found it just in general. But I just want to mention that because anytime that I do an introductory video, if someone else has info that they want to share, I'd love to know about it ahead of time. That's the whole point of me doing this channel and the Discord, is that hopefully a bunch of us can get together, really create a community around fractional real estate investing, share our knowledge with each other. If you've been following along this channel, I have a lot of real estate experience, but I'm not a tech guy, and I'm not from the crypto world or any of that. So a lot of these platforms that are technology companies first and real estate second, I don't always get them right away. So if somebody's got more insight, I'd love to hear about it. So, all right, what did I buy this week? This is actually a pretty slow week for me. I had two small notes pay off on ground floor, and one of them was just a $40 note, and before I caught it, my auto investor just bought $40 worth of another note. Perfectly fine with that. It's a small amount. I do have my auto investor set relatively small, so it'll never accidentally do that to a whole bunch. But what I've been doing is usually when I get the email that something paid off, I jumped in and spread it out. So I had another $50 one payoff, and I spread that out over the five loans that were open on the platform. Now I'm up to 112 loans open, and I think I've had uh, 18 pay off. Overall, it's been going pretty well. There have been some of those that went into extended status, and I have some of those now. So far, it hasn't hurt my returns yet. But it's still very early for me, right? It's been right around 6 months now, I think that I've been doing this. Somebody in the Discord mentioned that they just opened an account and it only let them. The only option they saw was to invest in the flywheel portfolio. And then somebody else jumped in and mentioned, "Hey, that happened to me, but I contacted support and they gave me this link, and now I can buy the individual ones." If you've had that experience, I'd love to know. Did that, were you able to get a link? Did it work for you? Can you still buy stuff? It was pretty clear when they rolled out the flywheel portfolio, at least to me, that was going to be their product that they're pushing from now on. If they, I really hope they don't make it the only option. Because that I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's not what I'm looking for. And so, it is a REIT. It's buying a little piece of everything, just like I am, but they're adding a layer of expense to do that. And so, I actually like to have a little bit more control over what I'm doing if I want to start to make some different decisions other than buying a piece of everyone. And because I like doing it. I don't really want to pay 1% for someone else to do the same thing. And maybe they're spending a little bit more time thinking about the way it's being allocated, but at least from what I've read and looked at so far, it doesn't seem like that's the case. So I don't know. If you did get on here, but it looks like you can only invest in the flywheel portfolio, try reaching out to support, see if they can give you a link. There is that link is also in our in the Discord under the ground floor thing channel. So maybe you can look in there and try that and see if it works. If not, it's really disappointing to me if that's the direction they go to where we just newer people can't keep buying individual LROs. I just really like it. I mean, the whole point of me getting into the fractional real estate investing is I like to be able to pick the individual assets. And even though on ground floor, I'm currently not, right? I'm currently really just getting very wide diversification. Um, at a certain point, I want to have the ability to control that. And it's, more like how I am on all the other platforms. The reason I'm not on here right now is because I think the level of safety is higher than a lot of the other platforms, and so I'm not sure that I really need to be as picky. But I've been told by a few people that are on here, that they did start to accumulate quite a few defaulted loans, and if I start to see any patterns with that, I want to be able to adjust what I'm doing, and so if it'll be unfortunate if that's not going to be possible for everybody going forward. So far, I haven't heard any indication that I'm going to lose the ability to do this. And like I said, it does look like they'll turn this on for you if you ask them. So anyway, not. I honestly think it's not the end of the world. If at some point they said no, you can only invest in the flywheel portfolio. I think I will put some money in there. Just like always, do your own due diligence, right? Just because I'm investing in any of the things I tell you that I bought this week, doesn't mean it's a good deal. You should definitely look on your own, do your own due diligence. That's what this channel's all about, right? Just sharing the way that I'm doing due diligence on different properties. All of us sharing info on properties and platforms. Um, but at the end of the day, you want to make your own decision on that. Don't just buy something because I did. Uh, Jumping it over to Lofty, I bought one, four, five. I think I bought five different tokens and five properties on Lofty, all of which are ones I had at least some investment in before. You see me talk about Peoria quite a bit. This is the one that tanked when our yield went away, when Y Home took over, just because of the way they shut the yield off initially. Um, you know, I've mentioned that I think I should have sold at least some of it when it was higher. But I did buy in when it sunk down to this 22 low point. I bought a few more shares. At 22 bucks, I love this property. You can see it's already coming back a little bit. I think that if it gets back up in the high 20s, or really 30 is my sell, my personal sell point for this one. But it also has the potential to provide a really good yield if you're buying in at this low price, provided the manager can actually perform on what they're trying to do. I bought a little bit more of Odom. This has been one of my larger holdings. It's currently a midterm rental in Fort Worth, but I've been buying it ever with the hopes of selling it pretty much since day one. Actually, maybe not, at least pretty early on. We've done we just had a new vote on this one about it has no money in the operating reserve. I tried to do a capital call that I was going to back, and it did not. The other people didn't want to do it. They want to just list it as is, which I just think is a mistake. I think that spending $2,500 you will always sell your home faster, fixing a lot of little things. I think it's really short-sighted to not do it, but most of not enough owners voted to do the capital call, and so there we are. One of the things we did is look at what some iBuyers will pay for it. We got one quote already, which ends up netting about $37 per token. I'd be super excited if we did that and it happened quickly. I'd end up with a pretty decent return. My average stake in this is somewhere around the current market. I think it's actually 29 bucks a token. But so netting 37, even including the fees that I paid when I bought it, I'd be out of this with a pretty decent profit in a short period of time. Again, I've only been buying some of the shares, or some of the tokens all the way back, 6 months ago, but a lot of them have been in the last couple of months. Once it got clear that I really thought this was going to sell is when I started loading up a little bit more on it. The reason I've been pretty happy to put a decent amount into this one is I just really like the market. I think it's a place that I'm not worried about it selling if we can get it on the market and looking nice. This is one of those instances though where that you're kind of stuck with the other owner. So we'll see what happens. But that bought a little of that. I think I just bought one share of Penhurst just when I had some accumulated rent. This is just one we've had it listed for sale. We dropped the price down to 70,000 now. But even at 70,000, I think the share I bought this week was like at $15, because this one does just keep dipping. Um, I just think once this actually sells, it can go all the way down to 50, and I'll be happy about it. I talked to someone in that market who doesn't think it should have to go that low. But it is, just a non-performing property that this is all about the discount. I bought a little bit more of, yeah, this always is deceiving. This looks like I only own five tokens in this one, but I've just got several in the liquidity pool. I actually think I should be able to put those in there too. But this is a short-term rental in Austin. I keep buying on the dips. My buy price is right around $40 that I'm trying to get into this one. I had initially bought some almost at 50, I think. I think I like the asset. I like the market. Um, they're not performing as well as I'd like on they do have a rental yield though, right? They're paying out, not as high as I'd like, but it's yielding just a decent amount. And when I can get it near that $40 price point, I think the combination of discount and yield, I'm really happy with that because I believe that if we sold this, you get about $50 per token. And so if I'm buying it at almost a 20% discount to that, over the long run, I'm really happy with this getting paid a little bit. So I will keep buying this one on the dips. And then the last thing, I bought a little bit more of Winkler. This was really just about, it was a low price. I bought some of these at $15. Um, no, nothing. This is a St. Louis property. I am, I've got a decent amount of the Raymond Street property in St. Louis, and I think that manager is at least doing a good job communicating with us. That property is taking a while to get ready to list for rent, but if that one ends up working, I'm going to propose that we move this one over to them as manager as well, and make this is one that has the potential to be a high yielder. If we can get it rented, it does have a relatively large loan right now so the negative operating reserve balance. I think though that this is actually, um, I think we either did a capital call or this is a loan to the Universal Lending DAO. I have to dig into that. I don't remember at the moment. But so that is a decent chunk of money when we're talking about something so cheap. But just to show you, they say $50 a token. The market cap's 85,000. Well, like if I'm buying in these and my average token price is, I don't know, probably around 17, I think. But let's say it's 18 times 1736, and then we add in the $15,000 that we still owe. You look at 46,000, compare that to the 85. I mean, we're like half, it's more than half, but it's a really good discount. If you believe this house canary value, and from the research that I did on it, I think it's reasonable to believe that. Obviously, depending on the condition of the property, I mean, it might not be quite the screaming deal that it looks like on the surface, but it does. When I'm buying these discounts, whenever you see something that looks like it could be 30, 40, or 50% discount to the real world asset value. I'm happy to pick up some. I'm not backing up the truck and buying tons of this. But anytime we're getting these and I have the ability to just, nibble at the edges of these ones, right, buy a little bit. That's really been my plan. And I mean, you can see I'm doing that across a lot of different properties. So I'm not making big bets on really any of them. But Odom's the only one that I have a decent chunk in on this site, and and it's only $10,000. I haven't, it's not like I even own I think that's only 2 or 3% of this one. Um, so again, all of these platforms still just very much experimenting. I'm not putting huge portion of my net worth into any of them or any of the platforms. I still think, um, although I do, it is growing every week on Lofty and ground floor. I'm not at the moment. I'm just reinvesting. Really, the only reason that I'm not is, all of these are experiments, right? I'm trying to figure out how they're doing, and I don't think I need to add any money to continue to make a judgment about ground floor because I'm getting enough payoffs that I can just keep reinvesting. I do think that, the next time that I have one of my loans pay off in real life, because most of my net worth is tied up in mortgages that I've lent out on properties, and I'll probably put some chunk onto here next time that happens. Maybe in some, especially because I think I'll be a lot more comfortable in the next couple of months if this just continues to work the way it seems to be working. But then the other thing is, over time, I've just decided to save more capital because more and more sites come up, and I want to just keep experimenting with all of them. And if you know, I don't want to get to the point where I can't buy stuff in real life because I'm only buying online. Although if things continue to go as well as they seem to be going, maybe that'll be the direction. I don't know. Um, that's really it, though. That's everything that I bought this week. I didn't buy anything on Mogul. I did. Well, before I forget, please like and subscribe. If any of the sites that I mentioned that I've invested on, I'll have links in the description below. There's also a link in that description to the Discord where we talk about this stuff. And there's a playlist for this 52-week challenge if you just want to see what's happening each month. But then in the Discord, there's also a channel for us to talk about that. If you want to jump in and share what you bought, you don't have to be as open and about it as I am. You don't have to tell us everything that you're buying or how many. And I've given up telling you exactly how many shares or dollars I'm doing in each one because I don't think that's that important. I think what is important is we're doing the work every week. We're finding deals, putting money to work, whether it's on Lofty, on Ground Floor, on Arrived, on Mogul. I did a lot of work on Mogul this week, but didn't buy either of the properties that I looked at on there. I do have a call with them tomorrow, so I'll let you know if I come up with anything interesting from that. But yeah, that's really everything I wanted to share today. Please do either in the comments share what you're doing. And again, just as a reminder, if you have any experience with this platform, Compound Real Estate Bonds, let me know about that. I'd like to be able to share any additional insight, or if you can, help me speed up my homework on it, that would be great too. I think that's it for today. Until next time, I'm going to keep making mistakes so that you don't have to.